Hi everyone, it's Tammy, and today we are going to make a cute little candy holder similar to this. I just think it turned out really cute and it's fun and it's Halloween-y, and you could do it for any holiday you wanted to. StampingWithAmore is the first place that I saw it. She has recently done one for Thanksgiving, which is awfully cute as well. So to make this, you just need 2 pieces of paper. One of them is cut at 8.5 by 10.5, and this is just a piece that I had in my stash. It doesn't have to be double-sided. And then you also need a piece of mine's cut at 4 1/4 because I just used an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so 4 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And that's what this is. And on this, I'm going to stamp, and I'm also going to cut it out as a little, or punch it out with a little scallop punch. So the first thing I'm going to do is use a stamp from Cauldron Bubble. This is a Stampin' Up set. I don't know how long ago it was. It doesn't have the year on it anymore that I can see, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It is really cute with witches and stuff, and I've already cut out all of those guys and colored them. I did do a quick video on that so you guys can see, and on just the coloring. I'll insert that in a minute so you guys can see it, or whenever I insert it. And then now I'm just stamping, and I'm making 2. That's the reason I'm doing 2 of these. Just stamping on the top of one of them, and then I'm taking my scallop punch, and I'm just going to put this in. And I stamped kind of toward the top, and so I'm going to scallop the bottom part. Oops. And I think I need one more punch. And that's that. So that'll be easy to use. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch out the second one so I can get both of them done. I usually like going the other way so I don't have to stick my head in there. Sorry if you can see my head. All right. So there's that. Go ahead and put this in here. You should clean your stamps before you put them away. And then I went ahead and punched out all of my stamps, and I have cute little spider webs as well. It was one of the dies that are in here. So I have that. So first thing, let's go ahead and score the sheet of paper. So it's 8.5 by 10.5. And on the 8.5 inch side, I need to score it on 2 inches at each side. So I'm just going to move this to 2 inches and score it. And then I'm going to do 2 inches. And you could do whatever side of this paper you wanted to. I kind of like the stripes. And then on the 10.5 inch side, I want to score at 4 inches and 6 inches. So I'll go into 4, score this, and 6, and score this. So hopefully you can see I'm left with kind of a rectangle, and then one of the sides is a little bit bigger than the other side, which is what you want. So now I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to cut in, let's see. I'm going to actually, so this is the 4 inch and the 6 inch line. I'm going to cut about an inch up just to this first score line, maybe a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. And then I'm going to cut on the line to the score line. So this gives me a little tab that I can fold here. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm cutting about 3/4 or a 1/2 inch up to the score line, and then on this score line I am cutting on the score line, or a little bit inside the score line, so I can get that. And then I'm going to also cut these a little bit in just to give it a little tab. Like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Cut it in about 3/4 of an inch, half inch, whatever. And then I'm going to cut that in, cut that in. Same thing over here, about 3/4 of an inch, half inch, whatever. There we go. And then you can save these or whatever you want to do with them. And I actually have another one because I'm going to make 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this one. So I'm cutting it about half an inch and then down on the line. And then like that. Angle, angle. I'm going to do an angle and an angle. So now I have them all cut. And now I just need to score all of them. So on this score line, I'm just folding it down and burnishing it. All right, so now that I have it all scored, I'm going to take some of my tear and tape, or really strong adhesive tape, and I'm just going to put it on the flaps. I don't know if you can hear the dogs, they're dancing around. So I have my dog, Roxy, and then I also have my son's dog, Milo, here right now. And they get along well. Milo is a Yorkie Poo, and Roxy is a Cavapoo. And they're both pooey. No, it's been all right. I've had my son move to Michigan and he could only have one dog, so he has his other dog, Lincoln, and so I am watching Milo until he can get a place that will let him have both of them. So all right, we're already almost done, guys. Seriously, this is a really easy and fun project to do. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tape off of one of the sides. Like that. And then I'm going to fold this up. Oh gosh, I don't think I did that fold on this one. Oops. I don't know if I did it on the other one either. That's all right. And then I'm just going to hold these up while I bring these edges up. And it doesn't have to be perfect in this project, so that's kind of nice. I just put them so that the sides are kind of in the middle. There's a little bit of it sticking out on both sides, but that's all right. It's not a big deal in this project. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this flap, or with these two flaps, the side of flaps. Push them in, bring them down, line them up kind of with the edge, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And you'll see that one side is taller than the other side. That's obvious, but that is the way you want it. And then what I am doing is I just take my little burnishing thing. What is this called? Why am I not remembering? Bone folder. And I am just making sure that those are on there pretty good. And then I like to take my fingers and just put them on the sides here and just kind of push it in a little bit just to give it some sort of idea that it's going to kind of do that. Because now I'm going to put them together like this, and this is how it's going to look. So it kind of has a nice little bend to it on the front, which is kind of cute. And then you can go ahead and put the scallop part on top. And you don't have to do this part. If you wanted to leave this part out, this would be something that isn't necessary, of course, but it does add a little layer of cuteness, in my opinion. And you want this on the taller side. And I'm just centering it in the top. Because I cut it at 4 1/4, it might not go all the way to both sides, but that's okay. Just center it. Nobody will be able to tell. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Actually, I'm going to do this before I lay it down or build it up, whatever. Okay, so then I'm just going to take one of them and take the tabs off. And put it in. I know this side is a little bit maybe cuter, but I'd already done one with that, so I wanted to use the other side. Now this one, I don't know, I used the stripe again because it was just too cute not to. The stripe was just my favorite of those two patterns for this. I don't know. Who knows what I'm thinking sometimes. And then I'm just going to put this one up and bring the tabs out. And then I will use my bone folder to make sure that that's stuck on there really well. And then I'll do the same thing where I push the sides in and just kind of get it ready to close. And then I also do need a hole punch to punch a hole in here so that I can eventually tie a ribbon in there. But that will be after I put goodies in it, and I don't have any goodies to put in it right now. So I'm just going to stick this in, try to get it centered, and punch out a little hole for the ribbon to go through. You could use glue to glue it closed. You could use a magnet or a piece of Velcro or whatever you might want, whatever to close you want to, but I just think that a hole is easy. And I had this little flowery hole that was just sitting there calling my name, so I thought I'd use that. So I will just put a ribbon in here, and this will be the closure for these. But now I need to decorate, so let's go ahead and do that. So I cut out the little cobwebs, and I'm going to put some glue on those. I don't know if you can hear these little dogs, they're going nuts. And I'm just going to put that kind of in the corner up here, and it will dry clear, so it's not a huge deal if you get it a little monkey like that. It is starting to feel like fall, but in here it is warm with these lights. But outside it's feeling like fall, and I couldn't be happier. Let's see, put this down here like that. And then, because this does kind of fold over, what I'm going to do is put a dimensional on the top part of the witch. So I'm going to put a dimensional like on her head, on both of them, and I'm also going to put one on the ghost. And you'll see why here as soon as I get them stuck on there. And then I also want to put her broom on her hand. And then I'll put a dimensional on the broomstick handle, the top of it. And I have these little ones cut. For things like this. So let's just go ahead and put one on each broomstick. And then I'm going to take the witch's hand and just put a little bit of glue on that. And she will be holding the broomstick. Like that. And, oops. Like that. Okay, so then now, I'm just going to take off the tape backing. And put glue on the bottom half. And then I'm going to put her just a little left of center on my project. Do the same thing with this one. And then I'm going to take the ghost and put that up here, wherever you might want him. The spooky ghost. And then I will do the kitty cat with just glue down here. And I'm going to do the frog as well with just glue. Oops. And then this one I am going to pop dot. So anything like on the top half, I guess I was pop dotting except for the cobweb. Pop dot that, but before I put them on, I'm also going to take glue and just put a little dab of glue over the eye. And I'm going to use a little gemstone. And I used green last time, so I think I'll just stick with that. I'm just putting a gemstone. Oh goodness, if I can pick one up. There we go. On each of these. And take the backing off, and then that just goes kind of on the cobweb somewhere. And that, my friends, is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some goodies in here, probably some, you know, candy bars for Halloween. And then I'm just going to put a ribbon here. Now it does have a little opening on the sides. You can probably see where my hand is. So just, you know, just be cognizant of that. But I think all the little fun size bars will fit in just fine. And then I'll tie a little ribbon. And I just think that is so cute. And as a last touch, if you want to, which of course I want to, I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle. Let's make the ghost sparkly, and maybe her hair, the hat, the frog's belly, her apron, his ears and eyes. Maybe just his eyes. So there we go. Now it's all decorated and super cute. So I hope that you try it. And yeah, it's super easy. Have fun. Bye-bye.